So, guess this is my first video. Don't really know why I joined YouTube, but today I'm going to do a tutorial on how to fix a very common problem I see all over the internet, especially in digital art. It's a little thing called, whoa, red nose syndrome. Okay. Red nose syndrome is this thing where artists they're coloring their thing in, I don't know, random skin color. No. Okay. Let's just say we're doing watercolor right here. Ew, that was ugly. And then they choose a color like, I don't know, this? No, that's pink. So they choose a color like this and they make their nose red, which is really, really incorrect, actually, because the only time you would ever have a red nose is if you're crying, like your character has a cold, your character is crying, or they're like embarrassed or something. Other than that, they should be relatively just normal, like a normal skin color. Like, and I drew two noses here because I'm gonna show like in darker skin colors and in lighter ones. So please just don't do the red nose. And I'm gonna create a new layer here because watercolors get in the way. Okay, so this is kind of like a thing trying to just show you how to shade noses. And this also doesn't happen just in noses, it also happens in cheeks, kneecaps, I don't know why, and even elbows. And I don't really get it. It just seems to happen a lot on the internet, and especially on Tumblr, which I do have. I'll eventually I might put a link to this, to my Tumblr, in the description. I'm honestly only on there for the art, for distributing my art, because Divine Art, not the best place. It's a bad place. So, to properly shade and color nose, or just any body part, you just got I usually just do a base color like this. This is just a lighter skin color. Okay. Wow, that looks really bad. I don't even care. Okay. And the next thing I do, I usually shade a little darker. Just a little bit. That looks really ugly. And you may want to reduce the brush size. Okay. This is just kind of adding some shadow because this will breathe a little bit more life into your character and hopefully avoid the red nose. The red nose just looks so bad. Okay, and if you ever took art class in, I don't know, middle school, high school, even college, then you know about highlighting, shadows, and shading. It's really, really important. It is absolutely what I do, but it's very important. You may want to pass. That's a pretty bad example, but it is better than the red nose. Okay, just a little bit in there. And that's just a pretty bad example of, I already have it going, of just how to shade at least a white nose, at least. Just don't, like, if you like drawing a character who has a cold or they're crying, then yeah, like, add a little bit of blush there. But don't go overboard. Or if you're on Rudolph, like, then go right ahead. Then a little bit darker. Is that good? That's pretty good. Then with darker skin, it's a little harder to see blush, and that's just how it is. With fair skin, it's very easy to see like blushing, but with this type of this color of skin, it's a little hard, and I often see people putting like red noses even on people with very dark skin, and it's just not correct in really anatomy, just how the like color really. So with darker skin, you need even darker shadow. So there we go. That looks a lot better than that one. So, and then with darker skin, maybe this is that's okay. And I think I'm gonna do something with elbows too, because in knees, because that's a little different than a nose. It's slightly different. That's okay. So when you're doing something like this, um, okay, if you're actually, this is actually kind of going back on what I said, but if you actually do want to make a red nose, get the opacity. Okay. And remember, if your character is just being themselves, they're not crying, they're not having a cold, they're not in cold weather. Ugh, that looks so bad. But if they're just being normal, then they don't need this. You should probably load it past even more. But this is definitely something to note, especially on Tumblr. I don't know why. It's just how it is. And if you happen to be watching this and you realize, oh crap, I do this, it's fine. Just kind of wean yourself off of this habit, because if you try to do this in, I don't know, professional art scene, people might laugh at you. Like, what is this person doing? Oh wow. Erase this. Oh, I forgot I had this layer. Huh. Okay. I'm gonna admit I'm really bad at drawing arms. I'm gonna try. No. That's fine. This is fine. Okay. I'm not gonna draw another one. I'll do the same thing as I did with the noses. And now with arms, shading is even more important, because there's this part which is covered in shadow. This part is usually lighter, and for this, I usually just add one base color. Oh man, I'm doing it again. Okay. Man, the struggles of a digital artist. You forget you're on. That just happened to me the other day, but it was a little bit of a different situation. I realized I was using my pen, and I had almost colored this humongous section. It hurts, man. But I only just got started with digital art. I actually got this tablet about 2 years ago. Yeah, about 2 years ago. In Christmas of 2014. I was pumped. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be like those really good artists on the internet. I'm gonna like do this and do this. And then I unboxed my tablet, got installed, and I could not do anything. I had no idea what I was doing. So that really discouraged me. And around then, I was kind of like, I was a mess. I mean, I was, oh, didn't hear me say that. I was very young. I was going through a time. So I just wasn't feeling drawing. I wasn't even doing traditional art. And when I did, I rushed. I rushed really, really quick. And it always looked bad. And people told me, hey, maybe you should take a little bit more time on it. I was like, oh, I do what I want. I don't need your constructive criticism. You mean. But they were right. They were all right. Okay. Now, with elbows, it's a little different because there's a lot of shadow in it. Like, here's an example of what, that's way too red, but like a red elbow. Why? Why would you do this? It looks, the only time your elbow or knee would be red is if you scraped it or something. If you have like some strange discoloration on your elbow. But no one really has it's it it's all in like very unique circumstances right here. Okay. And something else too, like if you're making your nose, like you shouldn't make your nose too shiny. I mean, not all noses are the same, but sometimes I see noses and I'm like, wow, like that's Rudolph's nose right there. They're just so shiny. And they really don't need to be unless your character's nose is like sweaty or something. Okay, I'm gonna erase this and go on to darker skin. And like I said, darker skin is a little different. Okay. Darker skin is a little different in the fact that it's already pretty dark, so you need to go even darker. And also, pro tip, never, ever, ever shade with black. It will not look good. Do your outlines with black, sure. If you're making like, I don't know, a black dog or something, then please use highlights. Or just make it like almost black and then shade with black maybe, but not recommended. Making like completely black animals is hard. It's hard. So I usually stray from doing that. Okay. Now with this, ooh, that looks bad. Ooh. And this is the program, this is Fire Alpaca. I primarily use this. It's actually really good. It's user friendly. It doesn't take too long to figure out. It's not too frustrating. And you can make some really cool stuff with this. Like, don't think this is all you can do because there is so much more that you can do with Fire Alpaca. It's great. I don't want to spend money on Photoshop because that's $300 that I don't have. Yeah, I don't want to pay all that. Oh. That's okay. And I'm not doing this right now because I'm just doing the basics, but you can add like moles, hair, scars, just about anything. Add blood if you're into that. I think in other videos I'll be doing more mistakes that I see a lot. Now, don't take like everything I say for like the gospel truth because I'm not even in art school. I'm in high school. I'm a high school artist. I'm only in beginning drawing and painting. It's fun, and my art teacher's all like, "You're gifted in art." No, I'm not. I am not gifted in art. I don't want to be like. I don't want to be like apart from everyone else. I don't want to feel special. I want to feel good about my art, but I am not apart from everyone else. Yeah, this will do it. And I think I'm gonna do knees too, because it happens. little tips and tricks for anyone who wants to get anyone who wants to get into it. Now I admit I am so bad at legs. Don't judge me because I'm really bad. I'm really bad at legs. I said it. I've admitted it. Okay. Way too big. Now with knees, it's kind of the same as elbows. There's shadows around here, shadows there. This is the regular stuff. And honestly, ever since I've started contouring with makeup and everything, this has gotten a lot easier. I seriously recommend, like, if you are an artist but you also love makeup, you should learn how to contour because it actually does make things easier. Okay, that's a good color. Because when you contour with makeup, it's kind of seeing where the shadow hits your face and where the light hits your face, which is highlights. The sculptor is bronzer, and that like adds depth to the shadows on your face. So you don't look like a zombie. You look really good. Now I don't contour all that much, actually. I mean, on the weekends I do, but I don't have time during school. Waking up at 6 a.m. Hate it. That's fine. Okay, this does not look like a leg. I need to fix this. Now with knees, you just... Ooh. That's not very good at all. I need to make a darker shadow. And now I'm only doing like these two skin tones because that's like the two extremes. I'm not gonna do every single skin tone on this song because that would take like 3 hours. So basically you can do just about any, you can make it just about any white person with this, and just about any, not just, never mind, but it can be pretty helpful to know your shadows. Okay, this is okay-ish. And now, something unique with knees, they can sometimes, like, this is only if your character is, like, sweating. It can also have a little bit of a shine. Kind of. And also with knees, just like arms, you can draw hair. I don't know, really small. Oh, wow, it's not even there. Yeah, I don't usually draw hair for whatever reason because the legs I usually draw, they're usually female, or if they're male, the characters I draw just don't have leg hair. Look at you, Junkrat. Now, I think once I get a little bit more traction on this channel, if I ever get traction, then I might live stream something. But for now, I'll just do stuff like this. So that's about it. Take care.